Okay, so I have a video about this, but I'm just doing sort of an updated video of it. And we're going to talk about some basic definitions that will show up on the test that deal with Unit 4. And first thing we want to talk about is jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is the power of a court to hear and determine a case. And if you were to break the word down, juris meaning law and diction to speak. Now, there are several types of jurisdiction. There's original jurisdiction, which is the power of a court to hear and determine a case first based on the evidence. There's appellate jurisdiction, which allows a court to review the decision of a lower court and make a ruling based on an application of the law. There is exclusive jurisdiction when only one court can hear a case. And then there's concurrent jurisdiction when more than one court can hear a case. You should know that the plaintiff is the person who brings a case to court, and that in criminal cases, the state is always the plaintiff. It's never, if you get robbed, it's not you versus the robber, it's the state of Texas versus the robber. There is also the defendant, the person who the case is brought against. Then you need to know what a felony is. Felonies are your more serious crimes, and in Texas, we have our first degree, second degree, and third degree felonies, plus capital felonies. Capital crimes are those felonies that can get you the death penalty. And then you have misdemeanors. These are less serious crimes. They're broken down to A, B, and C misdemeanors, which Class C misdemeanors have no prison sentence involved. You should know what a plea bargain is. Plea bargain is when you plead guilty to a lesser offense. That's actually how most cases are dispensed of, is through plea bargaining. You should know what a petit jury is. A petit jury is sometimes known as a trial jury. Its purpose is to determine guilt or innocence in criminal cases or determine fault in civil cases. You should know what a grand jury is. A grand jury is determination. Its job is to determine whether the government has enough evidence to charge you with a crime. If the grand jury, which meets in secret, decides there's enough evidence to charge you with a crime, they issue an indictment, also known as a true bill. If they don't think there's enough, they issue what they call a no bill. You should know what a federal question is. A federal question is a question that arises under the U.S. Constitution, national law, or treaties. Then we should know what law is. Law, that's a pretty difficult one. There are a lot of different definitions of law, but we can go a basic definition of that law is the command of the state upon its citizens. It's a rule of conduct enforced by the state. There are several different theories of law, which you can hear about on the other video. But you need to know about criminal law. Criminal law are offenses against the public. Juries must be unanimous to convict you. The state has to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. There's civil law. Civil law governs relations between individuals and/or private organizations and determines their legal rights. Juries don't have to be unanimous. The burden of proof is whoever has the most evidence, or what they call preponderance of the evidence. Examples of civil law can be breach of contract, which is the most common being divorce. It can be torts, which are personal injury, which includes things like negligence. Then there's common law, which is based, it's judge-based law. It's based on judicial precedent. It's created by judges. It's originated in England. And then there's statutory law, which is any act passed by a legislative body. And then there's constitutional law. This is law that arises under the U.S. Constitution. All right, so that's some brief definitions I want to give you. I'm trying to keep these fairly short. I'll do another one tomorrow.